Convo. Welcome back to Candid Conversations with Carmen. I'm your host, Carmen. This is my side host,
Ashley.
and our wonderful producer, T-nugget.
T-nugget.
And we are back with another episode
Yes.
of the final season. Why are you laughing?
Because I feel like you brought that up because of just everything that's been going on before we got on here.
No, I'm just so excited for the season what's to come. Yeah, embracing the moment.
But I think, since we're getting closer to the end of the year, not the end of the podcast, but end of the year, I know that normally people do their what is it, New Year's resolutions. And what they do, and we know we talked about how we don't do resolutions ever, but or we don't call them resolutions. We try to make changes to our lives, but try to do it throughout the year and everything. So Troy posed a question to us
On the
earlier.
last episode.
Was it the last episode?
He brought it up. Yeah.
Oh, I knew I had heard about it somewhere, and I was like, oh, that's a great idea. And he was talking to us about creating, like, for your friends, like writing down some things that you think that they are good at but they haven't focused on, and that you think that going into the new year they should take at least one or two of those things and work on them. And I was thinking, oh, that's great. And so he brought it back up today, and was like, hey, I want y'all to do that for each other. And so he threw that at us, and so we'll jump in and let Carmen go first.
No, we don't,
No.
because we talked about this before the show, and Ashley's going to go first and share her five, correct?
I have a lot. It's not just
Okay, she's gonna just share a few of hers. Feel free to stop whenever you want and keep going as long as you want, and then I will do mine afterwards.
So thinking about Carmen and all of her talents and things that I've seen in her, I'll take out the top 4 of them that I have.
Okay.
And so three of them have to do with music. So I think that you should start getting back into your guitar and your singing and your songwriting. I believe that that's truly a gift that God has given you that you have not, or you may have been secretly doing, but have not been doing out in the open for everybody else. So I think you should continue to spread that gift out. And then the next one is, I think that you should find a sport that you like and do it, because you have athleticism in you, and I think that you don't tap into that, and I think you would have fun. And you were saying you're trying to step outside of yourself.
Yeah, some things are so far away.
Yes, but I think I think the camaraderie that you could get from it would be really nice. This is my thoughts, not yours.
You're right.
And then one I think that you we'll talk about offline, but then this other one is, I think you should find a charity or a external organization to get to be a part of, because I think you have a heart to give and to work with different people, and you have such knowledge from all the things that you've ever done that I think would be a very beneficial for something like that.
I feel like the charity thing is doable. Like, to add that maybe to the list. Music is just one of those things you have to, seasons come, seasons go. So, we'll just let the Lord do what he wills with that.
No, I truly I know how what you say, but I do know that uh your voice has ministered to me. And so why are you looking like that?
I didn't say anything. Keep going.
Your voice has ministered to me, and so I believe that that's like he said, things that you
don't really do
do
so
so
much,
much,
but
but
you think,
you need to
yeah,
actually start looking into it and working into it. So I think
yes.
that is something that you really need to hop back into, especially the guitar part, because you just loved it so much. And you,
Yeah, no, that's definitely the truth. I literally was cleaning up my room today, and I pulled my guitar, one of my guitars, out of the corner, and I was like, man, I just, I know there are some things that I know about that and like why I don't play like I used to.
hmm
But at the same time, that is true. That is something that I personally was like, that is not even New Year's resolution, like present state
hmm
to really delve back in. But I think it also is. I know you said like maybe for like be more open about it and that kind of thing. That's just not. I don't feel like that's the appropriate season for me right now. But maybe, in due time. But I
hmm
think it's just sometimes some things are good for yourself.
yeah,
Like, you think about like David with the harp, like he was doing that out in the fields and wasn't nobody out there but him and those sheep. So that was his thing. He's like just praising the Lord with, his gift that the Lord has
yeah,
given him. And then when the appropriate time comes, he can play in for Saul's
yeah.
craziness. But
Yeah, but what I'm just saying, pick it back up and not
yeah.
just have sitting aside. But I kind of, like you said, if you don't want to delve into it, you don't
Uh-huh.
have to. But when you were
Yeah, I
saying
don't
you had,
want to.
okay.
Yeah, that's why I didn't.
hmm But like, is it like really like deep down? Like,
Ashley, we are not doing this. She's like, what is inside of you? We're not doing it. No.
off line, can we talk about it or no? Is this just the topic of
There
the?
are some. I'm not saying we will never talk about it.
Yes,
I don't think we will. I think we will probably talk about it sooner rather than later.
yes.
But we will probably not be talking about it this evening.
Oh no, that's not.
Yeah,
No,
we
I'm just
probably wouldn't be talking about it this evening.
yes.
Now, I would say, again, it's some things that are just, God is just good. Like he's just processing things within me.
hmm
And so I think that's one of those things that it's just a lot. Like, and because of that, I'm
Emotional.
like, no, it's not about the emotional anything in that regard. It isn't. It's not an
Yeah.
emotional thing.
Yes.
It's I mean, there is emotion to it, but that's not. It's not. It's more like reason
hmm
than emotion.
Okay.
So no, we won't be discussing that in depth. So
Okay.
anyone who's confused, you'll stay there, listening, and then you and I will probably talk about it probably at some point. But
In life, if maybe
yeah,
not. It
yeah.
might.
I mean,
I'll
I
probably
believe it
forget.
will come up. No. I believe it will come up,
hmm
but it just probably will come up like
Down the
in
line.
time,
hmm
not like tomorrow. Um, I know. So, and the other one you said, so that was with music and all that stuff. The charity thing, I said, I think that's doable. The sports thing, I just don't know about that. The other two, I feel like he said we could adopt a couple things off the list. So
And
I
even if it's
appreciate
not a
that.
sport, I think you need to do a hobby outside of the house.
Oh, I could do
That's
that through my community service.
it.
I don't understand why I need to be doing something because I don't really like recreational team sports.
It doesn't have. I didn't say.
You did. You said to build community, and
I.
most sports are group things.
You build community, but you don't always have to be
And
with
if anything
people.
else that's solo, I'd have to get a trainer for it. Like somebody to teach me how to do a solo sport because I don't know how to do like individual sports. Like I don't know how to.
You could run. You could um
But I'm gonna just be
chess
running
or
along,
no,
running along.
no, you could do like a join a run club or something. So it's
It's like she doesn't even know me.
I do know you.
I'm not paying to join a group to run around. I'm not. I'm not. Maybe in another season. Maybe once this podcast is over, I'll pick it up. But no, I'm not doing that. What else? That was it. That was
That
the
was
ones on
it.
your list. So a few of those I feel like are readily adoptable. So that's good.
So you think that you will actually take those? Well, I know the music stuff.
That was already. It's not
Yeah,
like I don't play. I
yeah.
just don't,
Play out.
and I don't play as frequently as I used to.
Yes,
So yes.
and then the charity. So you are gonna.
But I had already been looking at that, so it wasn't
But
like
see, that's how I. Those are things that I
yeah,
know. But that is
yeah.
like things that you know about somebody that they don't.
Correct. And then the
Mm,
sports thing came out of left field, so that was just something random that you want me to do because you enjoy it and it brings you joy. Um, I think for me to you, what I would say for number one, I think that you should start a Bible study. Um, because I think, oh, I don't have to say, I just say what's on the list first and then tell you why. So number one, start a Bible study. Number two, sit yourself down. Like, take a minute to like actually be with yourself. Like, I think you do a good job of doing a lot of things.
Mhm.
Oops, I'm sorry. That was just my one, two. And then I'll go into the depths a bit later. So, number one, Bible study. Number two, sit yourself down. And then, and then number three, I think finish some of the things that you started. I know what a lot of those things are, and I'm just not gonna say it for the podcast sake, but I would say finish, and I know that's been your intention. So, but I would say finish some of the things that you have started. You said what? Do one more? What if I only had three? This is my list. The producer's trying to make me add more into the list, but those would be my top three.
Mhm.
Um, so yes. And then I would also say, um, you should also, I think it would be a good idea for you to write down what you want, not out of life in the grand scheme of things, but like I'll go get in depth into it and I'll work my way back down the list. So this one is like write down what you want. That'll be number four. And the reason I say that is because I feel like a lot of times you try to be mindful of everybody else's everything. So you'd be like, well, everybody else isn't having fun, so I want them to have fun. Or I don't think that they enjoyed it.
Mhm.
Or their energy just seemed really depleted. Oh my
Mhm.
gosh, what could I do to get their energy up so they can have the best time ever? Like you want everybody else's life to be enriched. And I think that's great.
Mhm.
I think that's really good. But I think you should take a minute to, because I think it's hard for you to vocalize what you want for yourself in certain situations, which is why I said I think you should write it down.
Mhm.
So even if you in the moment take it the same way you always do, and then after the fact maybe think about the situations that happened throughout the day and then write down what you would have liked
Mhm.
to have done or like what you wanted out of the thing
Mhm.
instead of trying to always be mindful of everyone else. And then with time, say what it is that you want.
Well, on that note, I
Mhm.
did do something today that I normally wouldn't have done. So we were at the bowling alley for our company
Mhm.
um holiday party, and we were playing we were going, and the game was almost done. We had two more frames left and I was winning, and everybody was like, let's go. Like it was
Mhm.
time getting ready to be wrapping up to go, and I was like, no. I said I want to finish the game.
Mhm.
And they were like, really, you want to finish the game? I was like, yes, because I'm winning and I want to win.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's not, I didn't win if I don't finish.
Uh-huh.
And they were like, really, you want? I said yes.
Mhm.
And I stood my ground on
Yeah.
that, because I was like, we're not doing this. We done played every other game and I had not won.
Right.
And I sat there
And I
and we
sat
went
there like a champ.
and went through it, was
Mhm.
kind, courteous, kind of, I wasn't paying attention. But
Yeah.
like this, that time I was like, yeah, I this is what I want and this is what
Mhm.
I'm about to get. And it
Yeah.
was just a small thing, but I was like,
But that's
yeah.
true. That's what I'm saying. I think
Mhm.
that's good because you don't always have to get your way. You don't always
No.
have to be vocal. You like read the room,
Yeah.
but you can
Yeah.
say, I would like to
Mhm.
stay, or I would like to eat this, or I'd like to go to that restaurant.
Mhm.
Like when we went to that, what was that restaurant called that we
Aviz.
kept trying to get away from? Yeah,
Aviz. It was really good though.
it actually was good. Rachel on that bike was funny too. Um, what else? Okay, so that will be that one. The one that I said before that was, oh gosh, I lost my train of thought.
You said Bible study, sit yourself down, and three
Oh my
was
gosh, I forgot three, and I didn't write these down. Oh, finish what you started. Yes. Finish up some of the things that you have started.
mhm.
You know what those things are. I would like to see you finish those things out because I think once you finish them, they're still gonna have to go through a refining process, which you know.
Mhm.
But I think it'll give you a sense of completion that you'll really be proud of yourself in. Like once you're done with it, like you might not know where it's gonna go or how it's gonna go, but once you finish it, you're gonna be like, I'm really happy that I did this and I accomplished this thing. So that would be that. Number two was sit yourself down. I think you have a tendency to fill your days with things. And I think that sometimes can be an like because you just like to do things, but then sometimes it can be an unintentional attempt at escapism. And I think that you might benefit from just sitting down every once in a while, even if you have to schedule in, I'm going to be off on this random Friday and I'm going to take time off of work and drive and get myself Starbucks and then go home, sit on the sofa, open up a book when you can read books again, or open up my Bible and just sit there and take a minute for myself. Like, not going, and put that into regular practice. Because even in your time in the sauna, like, you're like, how can I most effectively utilize my time in the sauna? And sometimes it's like you don't have to effectively utilize every single thing. Sometimes is the wasted time, and the wasting of the time in your relaxing is the benefit. So I think that's something I would say. And then for number one, for the Bible study, I've told you this already,
Mhm.
but you haven't done it, and I'm gonna keep probably saying it till you do, because I know the Lord is working on you with that, to get you in the ready place for it. And the reason I say that is because I think that one, you really do have a zeal for the things of the Lord. Like you really want to understand His Word, and you really want to understand who He is through reading His Word. And so you have a energy just for that, for yourself. But then you also have a degree of grace for people wherever they are in their life. So maybe they aren't maybe at the level that you are when it comes to studying the word or getting the revelation that you've received from the word of God, but you never make someone feel bad or downtrodden or displaced for not. And so I think that a lot sometimes that can be missed. Like, not always, it just depends, but I think that you could really I think you would enjoy it. I think it would challenge you. I think it would cause you to have, because you don't like to do things unprepared. So you would, anything that was going to be read over or whatever, you're going to be mulling over that the week before. So it'll give you again an additional motivation to be in that word even deeper. And then, and you don't take it lightly, the responsibility of being somebody that's guiding people or telling them about the things of the Lord either. And I think that that is something that if you're always, you know, navigating under the submission of the Lord and where He's guiding you and how He's guiding you to deliver the things that He's revealed to you, it can be so beneficial. And I think you would have a very vast group of women, because you're not going to be doing a men's Bible study or having men included. I know that. So it would be, no, it would be a women's Bible study.
Mhm.
And maybe I don't know, it'll be a women's Bible
You
study.
know how I feel about that.
I do. It
Mhm.
would be a woman's Bible study, and I think you would have a very array. I think you would unintentionally do the Titus. What is it?
Titus
Titus
2.
2.
But you know what? The thing is, even in when you were talking about just the women's Bible study, I would actually do a Bible study with men in it. But for me, my issues with men Bible, I think if I did something like that, it wouldn't be me leading the Bible study. It would be
Correct.
more of
A corporate kind of thing.
yeah, a
Yeah.
Bible study. Where we're reading the word and we're coming together and we're discussing it. I think that's
Yes, but that's not what I think you would be for what I'm talking about.
okay.
It wouldn't be that, because again, yours would be, that would be more of a corporate type thing.
Mhm.
Everybody's chiming in, and everybody would still have the opportunity in the women's one that you're going to be doing, but um because you do like to have the open space and the open forum. But I think, like I said, I believe that you really have a heart for it, and you can put it off as long as you want to, and as long as you need, to, until you feel that push, you know. Sometimes you just say, I'm waiting on the Lord to go ahead and, tell me this is the time to push into it or whatever. But in due season, it will be coming down the pipeline. But I do believe that that's something that I would say I would recommend for you to do, in general,
To push into
to push into.
for next year. So, within that, how easily do you think those things are? actioned or actionable
For you,
for not for me, but I'm just saying
the
for
things
you.
on my list or
Yeah,
things that were on your list for me?
for you. Yes, my list for you.
How easy do I think they are? Um, Everything except for the sports thing. No, no. In all actuality, they all are attainable goals.
Mhm.
If I was setting them out, they would definitely fall into the smart goal
Mhm.
category. Um, it would just be that timeliness segment of the
Mhm.
smart goal that
Mhm.
I think would be really the determining factor on how successful they would be to achieve.
Yeah.
Just because they're all doable. All you have to do is go online, charitable group. It's the holidays. You
Yeah.
can get into one of those in a snap.
Yeah.
Um, I was saying that I wanted to. I literally have a guitar. There's like a guitar in every room. Like I
Yeah.
literally could just grab one. Like so,
Yeah.
it's not like that would be hard to do. My voice is with me all the time, so it's like I don't have to go anywhere to get anything for that. Um, so I don't think those would be too challenging to do. Go ahead.
I think I figure out what you can do. I think you should get into semi weightlifting. Not
Actually, these ideas are not. That's not.
no, when I say
Mm-mm.
weight no, when I say weightlifting, I'm not talking about um like trying to do like a show or something. I'm saying like strength training cuz you are, just I think
I'm what? I'm what?
sometimes you seem a little
Let
frail.
the weak say I am strong.
I'm saying, but I think you would enjoy it. I think would enjoy going to the gym and doing that, and I think that would give what I was talking about having the people
um.
around you that would
Okay.
they're not going to be talking to you or giving you ideas, but they would be like you would know them and you would be able to say hi and bye.
I understand what you're saying because you want me to have community. That's
Yes.
all you're saying is you want me to have community, and you think that I'll be able to gain community by joining a fitness group or getting on a team, a sports team.
Hmm.
And I do believe that those are appropriate places to find, community
Yeah.
for some. I don't necessarily know if that's the place for me to. Now, again, I did enjoy my time when I had a gym membership
Yeah.
earlier this year. It was canceled, but when I did have a gym membership, I did enjoy swinging over there, getting on the treadmill. It wasn't about the community. I just really liked going the routine of it. Like I enjoyed that. I feel like afterwards you feel like you accomplished something. I was like, okay, I like this, but I didn't like my gym, so I canceled that. I've considered getting another gym membership, but I don't know. I have to find the right facility if I decide to go with that. Community at the gym is not really something I'm trying to get. Like I've know a lot of people who make such good communities in their gyms, and I'm
Hmm.
like, that is amazing for you. They go
Hmm.
into classes and groups, and I think that's beautiful.
Hmm.
I don't know if that's the right fit for me. Never say never, but I don't know if that's the right fit for me.
Yeah.
A sports team is just so ridiculously outside of my desired zone. It's not even comfort zone. It's like what I want to do. Like some things are uncomfortable,
Yeah.
but you
Can make do.
you can you they're uncomfortable, but you want to do them. You're like, okay, it's gonna be uncomfortable, but
Mhm.
I will enjoy it.
Mhm.
I don't like. What am I gonna be doing? Like, I don't have a sport
Mhm.
that comes to mind
Mhm.
that just will give me that exuberance of like youth and life and all that. Mm-mm. So I don't know. That one feels a little bit more challenging,
Mhm.
and I don't feel like being like a young child. And they're like, just try it out. You
Yeah.
try all the different sports. I don't want to do that. So no, that's for me. What about you for the um attainable nature of the things that I had on the list?
Well, I'm already doing some of it, like
Mhm.
finishing stuff.
Mhm.
That's on my list of things to do before the year is out. Really this week, next week, primarily. And then for to sit myself down, I've been doing better. I've taken breaks, I think, haven't I?
I think you have, but then whenever you do, then you just gotta fall back. You haven't gone as bad as you maybe were in like years gone by, but I've seen you kind of almost default into old habits.
I just have a lot of things that be scheduled. I,
I mean, there's an easy way to not do that, but we'll talk offline how to get out of those.
But I've been more taking time to say, I'm gonna take a break. I'm not
Mhm.
gonna um, push out. But then there's a level of complacency as well that I don't want to fall into,
Mhm.
um, for things that I have made commitments to.
Yeah.
And so what I've really been trying to do is like really examine what it is that I need to keep doing and what
Yeah.
things that I shouldn't do. So like some things for in the spring are going to get cut out. Like
Mhm.
I already know like some things are done and then some things are getting added in, but they fall in line with where my schedule was already, but it brings me up in the day so that I will
Mhm.
be home earlier,
Mhm.
depending on how things fall out. But um so I think that part of it, I'm contemplating how to sit myself down. I know that there's times when I need to just rest and
Mhm.
be in there, but I also am like, I kind of feel like I don't know if in Hamilton when there's like he's moving around like he's
Like he's
running
running out
out
of
of
time.
time.
Yeah.
I can relate to that. Not like I'm running out of time,
Yeah.
but I understand the fleeting nature of life.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so because I understand the fleeting nature of life,
Yeah.
I have to make, do different things just to keep going.
Yes, but
Mhm.
again, I'm not saying waste your time and just let
Yeah.
your days fall away because that's a bad spot. You're right. You
Mhm.
can definitely fall into complacency
Mhm.
where you're not doing anything. You're like, oh, I just made it through another day.
Yeah.
And 6 months have gone by and
Yeah.
you've done nothing.
Yeah.
Like, that's not what I'm saying.
Mhm.
But at the same time, there is a such thing as balance. So finding what's the right balance for you is
No,
just where you
and I,
are.
I I agree with that. I'm
Yeah.
not saying don't find balance, and we talked about balance so much, and
Yeah.
and finding that rhythm, that flow.
Mhm.
But I also think that sometimes it's there's a lot, and so it's
Mhm.
easier for me sometimes to be not here than to be here.
Mhm. That's what I'm saying. I feel like you're using it as a form of escapism unintentionally sometimes.
Yeah,
It's not like you think, "Oh, I got to get away and let me do it."
yeah.
But sometimes you can.
Yeah, I agree with that statement, but I also know that there are things that I am now working to whittle my schedule down, so I am sitting down more. I'm
Mhm.
not going to be sitting down all the time, but I'll
No.
be sitting down a little bit more. And then the Bible study stuff, we'll see on that what that looks like, and like we said, we'll see. Pray on it. Ask God.
Yeah, when it starts, I'll let you know. The podcast will be over, so then you'll have time to do it.
I have school stuff to do. I have a whole lot of other stuff.
Doctorate degree. Yeah, and you're about to graduate next year. So
I am, but I gotta focus on that stuff. So like that's another thing that I'm working on.
so maybe you just say, "Hey, I'm not going to do the Bible study until after I finish my degree." So after the summer, then you say in the fall, I'll go back almost like a school year.
I we will see what the Lord
Mhm.
says.
Mhm.
Whatever he says.
Yeah, the Lord. Yep, Lord. I know what to pray for. Mhm.
And I'll pray too
Mhm. As you should.
that you can get into a gym.
It's not about a gym,
I mean,
honey.
no, I'm joking. I'm being facetious, but like to find a hobby.
I don't what? What did you say? Joy, what did you say? Oh my gosh. Um, no. So the gym, mm-mm. Um, hobby. I have hobbies. We could talk about them offline. Um,
Nobody
why are you
knows.
pouring? Hobbies don't have to be public. Like everyone don't have to know what you're doing to have hobbies.
Most times people know that you have an interest and that you do that
Yeah,
interest.
but some hobbies, like what if I'm a huge crocheter? You
You
wouldn't
see it.
know. No, I might do it in my room and you close the door, lock it. You don't know what's happening there. I'm just crocheting, crocheting, crocheting. That's
You
a
will
project.
see a
I put it under my in a bin under my bed. That's
There'll
what
be
I'm saying.
some there'll
There,
be some
see,
note of something that you
private and I actually enjoy cooking. That's actually really something I've learned.
I
I love
know.
like going out and like walking and
Yeah.
everything in the day. That's really good. Cause it gives you that time to be like, Lord, come on.
Mhm.
And I never thought I was a walker, like a
Mhm.
park walker kind of person.
Yeah.
I'm like, I see why people always talking about let's just
See,
go on a walk.
but see, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That is where I'm saying, like, you could do that, like, go on for walks in
But
the
you would
parks.
never know that. I work remotely. I go outside and go on
You
walks.
tell me you go on walks,
That's what I'm saying. So that
but
would
I
be
didn't know that you did as often as you did. So now that I know that you have a hobby of walking, then I think that you
she's
should
like, you're
just
good. You
you
don't need to join the team.
you good. Like, I
Do a
mean,
solitary walk and you can get that
well,
same
I don't know
community.
about solitary walks, but
But they're
with
not a
people around or around the
yeah,
neighborhood
no,
when
no,
there's
no. No. I definitely I went to the park. I was by myself. Girl, I was running back to the car. I was like, mm-mm. It
it's
was I was like, you get so hyper aware of
yes.
everything. I was like, oh my gosh, I do not want to be here by myself. Like
Mhm.
that's why I understand when people it's so sad people don't want to be by themselves.
Yeah.
Stop, Troy. Is people don't want to be by themselves.
Uh-huh.
And I understand
Mhm.
their desire to not be alone because it
Yeah.
feels like if you have a companion, whoever it is, if it's your friends or whatever,
Mhm.
you don't have to do life by yourself.
Yeah.
But I'm like, don't ever just make the decision to be with people
Mhm.
that if they're trash people, I mean, I don't want to say trash people, but they're not good for you
Yeah.
just because you don't want to be alone. Like,
Yes.
it's better for you to be alone
Yeah.
than to be with people who are bringing you down a path of destruction.
Yeah.
So that's my thoughts. But
Yeah.
yeah, so walking is really good. And then, like I said, I don't know. Oh, cooking. Yes, I
Mhm.
really enjoy. I didn't know that.
And I actually had that in my mind. I didn't write it down, but I was like maybe joining like a cooking class, like something that has like I know you've done cooking classes, but
Yeah,
like if they have like a culinary course that you could learn the different types of
I feel
things
like
in a
that would
flower
actually
pot.
be fun. I
Yeah,
feel like that would be something I actually would do.
yeah,
Yeah,
like and then the flavor profiles and all that kind
yeah.
of
I feel
stuff.
like I would actually do that. Although I now because I'm so um restricted in what I eat,
Yeah.
I probably that would be my only hesitation. They're like, well,
Mm,
try this, and I was like, I can't or I
mhm.
don't want to.
Mhm.
That would be my only hesitation from a taste profile kind of
Yeah.
thing. But a cooking kind of class, I
Mhm.
definitely feel like that would be fun to do.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I would definitely probably do that if I saw something posted and the commute wasn't crazy. Because I'm at that season where I'm like, if I lived in like a retirement community where you have your own house
Yeah.
and you just have like you go into the Zumba classes at the community center, like
Mm,
I feel like I would do that.
yes.
Like that's
So.
where I am in life.
Mhm.
But yeah, we're down on time. Okay. You have anything else to add?
Mm-mm.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. We will see you in the next one.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye.